Nanziwe Rulashe, the Eastern Cape councillor who was dragged across the floor of the Amathole District Municipality's offices this year, reportedly intends to sue the mayor and the council. A report by Times Live says Rulashe is seeking 20 million rand in damages from Executive Mayor Nxeba and the municipality for humiliation and assault after she was attacked at the offices 2 months ago. Now, this was the moment you're about to see that had many people in South Africa fuming and demanding justice for the councillor. Now, not too long after these scenes, gunshots were fired into Councillor Rulashe's home in the middle of the night as she and her family slept inside. She joins us now to talk about the looming court action that she intends to take. Very good afternoon to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. If I can begin first by asking how you are doing, because you have had quite a rough 2 months, and even that's an understatement in your situation.
Good afternoon, Timmy. I can say that I'm still that Nanziwe that was traumatized from the 24th of January. Indeed, it is 2 months now. I'm not recovering. I don't see myself recovering as the time goes on, because things that are happening are not making me to recover. I'm not fine.
When you say things that are happening, has anything else happened since those shots were fired into your home in the middle of the night?
As you would remember, there was a council meeting that said, I believe on 31st of January, that was taking decision of saying that in 30 days, there will be an investigation that will take place. When I was saying no, when the Department of COGTA was saying that the municipal manager must be suspended, and the COGTA National that recommended that, but the council said, because you would remember that the council is the highest decision-making body, so it is up to the council to do that. So they said they needed 30 days to investigate that, but the 30 days was ending if I'm quite correct, from the 28th of February. That 28th of February is the day now they are saying that they are starting the investigation. That cannot make me to be okay. You had January to February. Now they are saying that they are starting the investigation, whereas they had the 30 days. So you want to tell me in that 30 days that they said they want, what is it that they were doing? You are having Nanziwe, who was elected by people to do the work for the people. I cannot do my work as a councillor. I can't, now I'm getting paid. You must understand I'm getting paid for something that I'm not doing. As a head of strategic planning and management, I'm supposed to be doing many things for the people out there. I'm not doing any. You must remember that the IDP, I'm supposed to be the one that is making sure that the IDP that we're having as an institution is the IDP that people will take. Now I'm not there to make sure that the IDP for the people is there. As a councillor, who is there to take care of that? So now I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good about everything that is happening. It cannot be like everything is fine. Nothing is fine about what is happening in that institution.
And you say you're currently getting paid, but you're not able to work. I was reading in one of the articles, I think it was Times Live still, that was saying you've not been able to go back to work because you're undergoing therapy, understandably because of the trauma you suffered from the 2 incidents. Do you feel that your employer, the Amathole District Municipality, has not been supportive?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. They're not supporting. Not at all.
Is anyone speaking to you in these weeks that you've not returned to the office?
It is only the MEC of COGTA that is checking me every day. The Premier is checking me, how am I doing, every day in terms of what is it that is happening. But none of the people from the municipality are checking me.
Is it true then that you are...
Senior officials that will check how are you, councillor, the secretary in my office, check everything. If it's everything, it's fine. But none of the politicians and none of the senior management that are checking.
And let's get then to the issue of the lawsuit, which was reported over the course of this weekend. You are reportedly suing for some of, what, 20 million rand. Is that true? And on what grounds are you making that claim?
Yes, as you would remember that I'm this Nanziwe that was humiliated. You would remember that there were videos that were taking rounds in South Africa, outside South Africa, of me being humiliated, being dragged. My dignity was taken off. I'm traumatized. I've suffered. I'm still humiliated. I'm still traumatized. So even this 20 million, in my view, it's far less. It's far less for what I would ask. Because humiliation that I've suffered can never be compensated, not at all. It was the first time I see a councillor being dragged in the offices. You must remember that I was in my office. I was in my workplace. So this is the first of its kind, having a councillor being dragged. I'm a principal to Mnyimba and to the securities. For Mnyimba to say that the securities, to instruct the securities to drag me, whereas I have employed it.
And where are the people who did that to you now? I know there were arrests made. Is that case progressing?
Yeah, the lady by the name of Amathole is staying at the mayoral house in Naun. You would remember that it was reported that she's no longer at work. She was suspended, of which that was not true. She was never suspended. The securities are still there. They are working. None of the securities were suspended. All of those people, they are still at work.
Would I be right to assume that you then regard your workplace as a hostile space, given what you've just told me?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't see myself going back there, whereas you're still having those people that had dragged me the way that they did, and I can't go back there. If Mnyimba is still there, whereas he had instructed people to go and drag me, and the securities are still there, why would I go? Why would I risk myself? Why would I risk myself? And the municipality that I'm working for is doing nothing to make sure that I'm safe. I'm not safe, and you would understand that the offices that we are having as councillors in the municipalities are glass offices. They are transparent. So if I go inside, something happens, it means that I must protect myself now. I'm at my own.
And have you been given any explanation by the municipality as to why the people, A, this person who allegedly ordered your assault and eviction basically on that day in January, and B, the security guards, have you been given any explanation as to why they are still going to work today?
That's why now I'm having lawyers. I think the lawyers that must ask those questions for me. I need to have someone who can, maybe, if I have someone to ask those questions for me, it's going to be easy. Because if you remember that before I went to court, that was on Thursday when they got a letter of demand. That was the first time that they had a media statement after they got that letter of demand about that incident. They were mum, they were quiet about it. Since it happened after the 24th, when we went to court on the 25th, after that 25th, they were quiet about it until Advocate Kofo and GM Martinez sent the letter of demand to them. Then now they had a media statement. They never checked me to check how I feel. Where am I? Am I fine? They never done.
Is there a specific point, ma'am, that you can perhaps recall when one could say perhaps you realized that you'd stepped on some toes and that now there'd be an effort to basically get you out of your workplace?
I'm a councillor. I need to do my work. I need to do my work. When I say I'm a councillor, it is my duty to make sure that I do oversight in the municipality. There is nothing more, nothing less. If someone doesn't want to come and account, then it means that I'm not doing my work.
Mm-hmm. With that duty in mind, do you think that you will ever be able to return and serve in the Amathole municipality specifically?
I believe in law of South Africa, even if it's going to take time. I'll go back and I will work for the people of South Africa and I will work for the people of Amathole. Mm-hmm. Without fear, without favor.
Just on the point
so
about...
by now, okay.
Oh, sorry to cut you off there. Just on the point you're making about fear, I suppose what complicates your security situation is that not only did you suffer the sort of harassment that we saw play out in video, but there was also that shooting incident at your house, which then means that you're possibly in danger outside of the office as well.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm in danger in and outside.
Have you had to change the way in which you live as a result?
Yeah, I'm still in a safe place up until intelligence tell me what to do and when to do. So I'm still in a safe place.
And you've got family, children. How are they taking the developments of the last 2 months?
My family and my children, they are traumatized because they are also attending these counseling sessions. They are really traumatized, especially my kids. They're crying like every time they see me, because they would see me like 4 days, and then in the 5th day they would see me. They won't see me for 4 days. Like the day of the 5th day they would see me. So remember that these kids, I was staying with these kids for all of my life. Now I'm not staying with them because I'm in a safe place.
And that's taking its toll on them as well. Nanziwe Rulashe, Amathole Municipality District Councillor, let's leave you for now. Thank you so much for being on the show, and we do hope that things improve for you soon.